This famous pasta is by Chris Sturub of Eiger Falls. It is told as if it were on a form. Net nostalgia form. Television. Local. Sky Shale 033. Subject. Candle Cove. Local kids show. Does anyone remember the kids show? It was called Candle Cove. And I must have been 6 or 7. I never found reference to it anywhere. So I think it was on a local station around 1971 or 1972. I lived in Ironton at the time. I don't remember which station, but I do remember it was on at a weird time, like 4 o'clock p.m. Mike Painter, 65. Subject, Candle Cove Local Kids Show. It seems really familiar to me. I grew up outside of Ashland and was 9 years old in 72. Candle Cove was it about pirates? I remember a pirate marrying at the mouth of a cave talking to a little girl. Sky Shell 033. Subject, Candle Cove Local Kids Show. Yes, okay, I'm not crazy. I remember Pirate Percy. I was always kind of scared of him. He looked like the... He looked like he was built from parts of other dolls. Real low budget. His head was an old porcelain baby doll. Looked like an antique that didn't belong on the body. I don't remember what station this was. I don't think it was WTSF though. Jaren, 2005. Subject, Candle Cove Local Kids Show. Sorry to resurrect this old Fred, but I know exactly what you mean. Sky Show, I think Candle Cove ran for only a couple months in 71, not 72. I was 12 and I watched it a few times with my brother. It was Channel 58, whatever station that was. My mom would let me switch to it after the news. Let me see what I remember. Took place in Candle Cove. It was about a little girl who imagined herself to be friends of pirates. The pirate ship was called the Laughingstock, and Pirate Percy wasn't a very good pirate because he got scared too easily. And there was a Kelly Up music constantly playing. Don't remember the girl's name. Janet or Jade or something. I think it was Janet. Sky Shell 043. Subject, Candle Cove Local Kids Show. Thank you, Jaren. Memories flooded back when you mentioned the Laughingstock and Channel 58. I remember the bow of the ship was a wooden smiley face with the lower jaw submerged. It looked like it was swallowing the sea, and it had that awful Ed Wine voice and laugh. I especially remember how jarring it was when they switched from the wood/plastic model to the foam puppet version of the head that talked. Mike Painter, 65. Subject, Candle Cove Little Kids Show. Haha, I remember it too. Do you remember this part, Sky Shell? You have to go inside. Sky Shell 043. Subject: Candle Cove local kids show. Mike, I got a little chill reading that. Yes, I remember. That's what the ship always told Percy when there was a spooky place he had to go in. Like a cave or a dark room where the treasure was. And the camera would push in on Laughingstock's face with each pause. You have to go inside. His two eyes, SQ, and that lopping foam jaw, and the fishing line that opened and closed it. Ugh. It just looks so cheap and awful. You guys remember the villain? He had a face that was just a handlebar, mustache above, really tall, narrow teeth. Kevin Hart. Subject: Ray Candle Cove local kids show. Honestly, I thought the villain was Pirate Percy. I was about 5 when this show was on. Night Near Full View. Jaren, 2005. Subject: Candle Cove local kids show. That wasn't the villain. The pup with the mustache. That was the villain's sidekick. Horace Horrible. He had a monocle too. But it was on top of the mustache. I used to think that meant he only had one eye. But yeah, the villain was another man in it. The Skin Taker. I can't believe what they let us watch back then. Kevin Hart. Subject: Camel Cove local kids show. The Skin Taker. What kind of show are we watching? I seriously could not look at the screen when the Skin Taker showed up. He just descended out of nowhere on his strings. Just a dirty skeleton wearing that brown top hat and cape, and his glass eyes that were too big for his skull. Sky Shell 043. Subject: Camel Cove local kids show. Was his top hat at the cloak all sewn up crazily? Was that supposed to be children's skin? Mike Painter, 65. Subject: Candle Cove local kids show. Yeah, I think so. Remember, his mouth didn't open and close. His jaw just slid back and forth. I remember the little girl said, "Why does your mouth move like that?" The skin taker didn't look at the girl, but at the camera said, "To grin your skin." Sky Shell 043. Subject: Candle Cove local kids show. I'm so relieved that other people remember this terrible show. I used to have awful memory, a bad dream. I had where the opening jingle ended, show faded in from black, and all the characters were there. But the camera was just cutting each of their faces. And they were just screaming, and the puppets and Maritini were flailing specially and just all screaming. The girl was just moaning and crying like she had been through hours of this. I woke up many times that nightmare. I used to wet the bed when I had it. Kevin Hart. Subject. Read Kennel Cove local kids show. I don't think that was a dream. I remember that. I remember that was an episode. Sky Show 033. Subject. Re Kettle Cove local kids show. No, no, no. Not possible. There was no plot or anything. I mean literally. Just standing in place crying and screaming for the whole show. Kevin Hart. Subject. Re Kettle Cove local kids show. Maybe I'm manufacturing the memory because you said it. But I swear I remember seeing what you described. They screamed. Jaren 2005. Subject. Re Kennel Cove local kids show. Yes, little girl, Janice. I remember seeing her shake. The skin taker screaming through his gnashing teeth, his jaw tearing so widely. I thought it would come off its wire hinges. I turned it off, and it was the last time I watched. I ran to tell my brother, and we didn't have courage to turn it back on. Mike Painter, 65. Subject. Read Candle Cove local kids show. I visited my mom today at the nursing home. I asked her about when I was little in the early 70s, when I was 8 or 9, and if she remembered a kids show, Candle Cove. She she said she was surprised I could remember that, and I asked why, and she said because I used to think it was so strange that you said I'm gonna go watch Candle Cove now, Mom, and then you would turn the TV to static and just watch dead air for 30 minutes. You had a big imagination with your little pirate show.